Bum 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 bum. Hmm. Do 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 and do 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 do. Okie dokie. And let's go here. Let's close down anything that might be using that. What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Here we go. Um, it looks like we might just have camera. I'm not sure how long the camera's going to last. It seems to be working. I did update some drivers over the weekend, so we'll see what that does. But we do seem to have camera, which is fantastic. Okay, I just need to drop this in here real quick. I'll be 2 seconds. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. We are going to be hanging out with the Stock Guy crew today. He's off with baby, which is fantastic. I'm very, very pumped for him. I'm just going to ban these spammers. Do I do stocks? I do. I do, Carson. I do stocks all day long. So we're in here, we go to the No, I don't use Robinhood. I use TD for my equity trading, and I use uh Interactive Brokers for my options trading. So, yeah. I do not use Robinhood. There's a whole bunch of issues that I have with Robinhood personally, but yeah. Here's where we are. Here's where we're at, guys. The way that this is going to go is today I am going to break this down. We're going to have a good time, and then I'm going to hand you guys over to Martini probably around 11:30. Um, and then we'll go from there. Good morning, everybody. So I'm loading up marbles right now, guys. We'll do a pre-market marbles game. There's a bunch of stuff that we're going to be watching today. You're 16 and thinking to selling stocks. If you want to get into stocks, man, I recommend you start reading and read like a lot. Huge shout out to all the follows that are coming in, guys. Big ups on that. If you're 16 and looking to get in stocks, I would honestly start reading, man. Read a lot. Mara is looking fantastic. And I'm going to show you guys SHG. I know for those of you that are regulars in stream here, I've been talking about SHG for a while now. I've been riding this ride up. It popped pre-market. It's at $1.99 pre-market. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Once I get this game capture down. Haven't loaded the map yet, but as soon as it loads, it's so funny. I can run Cyberpunk on Ultra, but I can't load marbles fast. Like, come on. Come on. Okay. Read books, man. Read books by Buffett. Read books on cultural psychology. Understand. Like, there's a lot of reading involved. People think stock markets is just buy, sell, sell, sell. That ain't it. That ain't the thing. Good morning, Ginger. How you doing, man? Dun, 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 dun. Which one am I gonna pick? Let's pick the snowy spinning run. Yeah. You just buy in this market, to be honest. I mean, there are some buys that would probably have tanked you. If you bought Hertz this year, you're probably not feeling so good, right? So you still need to know what you're doing. It's not carte blanche for sure. Um, yeah, buy good companies. I mean, if you'd gone back to the start of the year in January and just said, just buy it, right? People would have bought things like Caesars and MGM and American Airlines, and these things are typical long hold goodies, right? Instead, they are not. They are absolute dog crap. Now, guys, again, I don't know how long the camera's going to last, so I do have the gift reel ready to go, but we will wait and see. Currently, it is working. I did update some drivers, so we'll see what happens. But let's open up the Marbies. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this real quick here. SHG, right? So Mara's looking good. Mara did bounce back. I'm not opposed to Mara. It's sitting around 540 right now, so it's over my entry. It bounced back nicely over the weekend, just like I thought it was going to. So green on that. I'm loving Cyberpunk. It's a blast. I got my Mantis blades and I am just running amok. But this is the big one for me, guys. This popped SHG. I've got a 108 average. It's at a $190 now. I doubled. This is almost 8 grand, 7 grand I made on this. I'm gonna exit this probably first thing this morning, but it looks like 7 or 8 grand that I made on this today. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Um, Now waiter's doing well. It's at least at my entry or near two. ACRX with the NDAA, we'll have that. Heard anything about Hexo earnings? Yeah, they made a little bit of cash. Hexo is one of those companies. They're actually right by me here. They're about a half-hour drive from me here in Canada. I'm not a huge fan. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of Hexo. But we'll get into that. For now, I'm going to grab a coffee. I'm going to open up marbles real quick for you here. Everybody hit exclamation mark play. The way that we run this, guys, is the winner gets to pick the ticker that we watch heading into the market. So here, go ahead, get in. I'll play against you guys. I'm going to grab a coffee. 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. Let's go. Okay. Should you panic sell? Discord is down. No. Discord's down. I'm in Discord right now. I don't see it down. All right, here we go. We got a big snowy wonderland here. iMuffin's following the channel. We have a celebrity in the channel, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. She's a partnered streamer. Make sure you get your boosts. Make sure you get your boosts, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, people joining the stream. Yeah, Stocky's off. It's baby week. It's a baby week. It's baby week. But I think it's going to be a tag team all week long. I'm going to be streaming till probably about 11. I'll pass it off to Martini. And then from Martini to Colonel, I think later in the day. So you guys will have the whole crew to hang out with while Stocky is away. But yeah, I my hair grows fast, man. I got that Scottish hair. It just kind of does its thing. But my barber is off on maternity leave, so this is what it is. Holy, what? What is this? What is this? What is this guy here? He cheated the whole race. Did you see that? I demand a redo. I demand a redo. No, I'm kidding. WSKIIK. Whiskick? I'll call you Whiskick. Yo, Whiskick. You name the ticker. We watch it going into market. That's how this is gonna go. You watch the ticker. We go in. Oh, whiskey. I like whiskey. Numi. 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 I don't know Numi. Tell us a little bit about Numi. What is Numi? Do 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 do. Numi. Numinous Wellness. Interesting. So you are a Canadian trader, clearly. Guys, for those of you that are on the US markets, this will only be available. Um, this will only be available to you on the OTC. You will not be able to get this anywhere else. What you will see with Canadian markets, though, guys, is never do not run Cyberpunk with your platforms open. You will lose your Cyberpunk data. Whiskey won. Whiskey has chosen Numi, guys. We are watching a mushroom stock because we are past the degeneracy of pot stocks and we are now into mushroom stocks. So that's fantastic. There we are. Okay, so looks like restaurants are doing well, guys. Travel and tourism is doing well. My opinion on Palantir. I actually really like Palantir, especially now with the Russians hacking into the treasury. I think something like Palantir that's keeping data tracking on everybody is going to be quite useful. Big Brother wins when you get security breaches like that. Bitcoin's crushing it, guys, pre-market. I'm pretty happy about that. Mara recovered nicely. I know there's a lot of people losing their minds. If something's on the dip right now in the retail sector, guys, now is a really solid time to look at it, in my opinion. Big disclaimer on this here, guys. Throw that into chat for you. I'm not a financial expert. You guys will hear some people on the Discord here talking. They are not financial experts. Do your own damn due diligence. Be your own degenerate. We are not financial professionals. It's up to you to make your own decisions. What we do is we teach you how we look at stocks, give you that thought process so that you can start to learn how people look at things and how people make their own decisions so you can make your own decisions. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I did lower my DCA on it, which is why I'm profitable this morning. But I'm glad, Levi, long time no see, buddy. Yeah, I'm doing what I can with this killer Johnny Bravo here. Yo yo yo, Timu. Yeah, I'm not gonna go near shrooms, guys. Um, at least from a financial perspective, I'm not saying that they don't work. They probably do work. I'm a big fan of CBD. I use it personally. I'm not going to switch over to shrooms. At the same time, I don't think it's profitable. It'll take a long time to get that pushed through legally in Canada. It is available for medicinal use right now. There are some approvals, but the reality is, as far as it becoming recreational, I don't think legally we're going to see that for a while. So I'm not bullish on mushroom stocks, but that's the beauty of winning marbles. We look at whatever you want, not what I want. AstraZeneca did pick up some good news. SolarWinds is down on that Russian hacking. What else are we watching this morning? Again, SHG guys, big news from CB2 Insights. I think they got their uplisting this morning. That's the only thing I can think of that would spike them like that. I am waiting on news out of ACRX. They do have a showing today at LD Micro. They are speaking at that conference. So you can expect to see some news. I hope they drop news about an army order now that the NDAA has been approved. So I'll be watching for that. Good. I'm glad you're busy with studies, man. I am glad you are busy with studies. So the reason why I don't like Canadian pot stocks is, guys, we are looking at Canada. Okay, that's it. That's the market we're looking at. And with the Canadian market, you're looking at 30 million people. You're looking at roughly the population of the state of California. Okay, so first of all, that's if everybody in Canada smoke pot. They don't. Okay, so of that 30 million, let's say you got to be 18 to smoke. So let's say 18 to 80. 18 to 80. Let's say that's 20 million people. Okay. Now, not everybody in that 20 million people smoke. So let's be generous again on that. Let's say three quarters. Okay. So let's say 15 million people. You've got a market of 15 million people. Now, the numbers that we're seeing on that 15 million people who smoke is 70% of them are still buying from their dealer. 70% of those people are still buying from their dealer, not from the government, which means these companies aren't seeing any income. They're not. They're not seeing the cash flow. And now the hope is, well, America will legalize it, yada, yada, yada. I really wouldn't count on that. And even if America does legalize it, guys, know this. Know that if America legalizes it, that does not mean that international trade is going to happen. Lockdown further confirmed. What if it does though? What if America does legalize it? Again, that doesn't open it up for international trade, in any way. That doesn't mean that you can cross an international border with it. And that's the big thing that a lot of Canadian companies aren't realizing, is that you need to have American-owned properties. They could establish something in the States, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to compete against the market that's already there. Now, Afria, ACB, they both have some functions in the States, but the reality is there's much bigger businesses that are on OTC right now in the States. If you guys don't know, head over to Twitter here. If you guys like to trade pot stocks, okay? If you like to trade pot stocks, this is a gentleman you want to be following, okay? Wolf of there, this guy. This guy here, he is renowned for being a pot stock trader in the States. Wolf of Weed Street, okay? Check this guy out. He knows what he's talking about. In order for weed to be legalized in the States, they would have to win the Georgia runoff. They would have to. What's up, Krieger? They would have to win the runoff. That's how they get at it. Yeah, so definitely take a look at this, guys. But I don't think that that's the way to go. Uh, I very much doubt that we see that happening. I doubt it. I really do. They're okay with giving them the Oval Office. They're okay with giving them the House. The headlines would tell you that the Republicans are imploding, but I very much doubt that you actually see that happen. I I am very much doubting that we're going to see the Senate swing. Um, Canadians are wrong often, so it could still happen. I mean, ultimately, that's it for me. It doesn't affect me, but I was. That's true. That's absolutely true, and I was wrong. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, millennial is not always right, apparently. Go figure. Only human. Take the vaccine, wear the mask, social distance, stay away from indoor dining. So says Jim Cramer. Yeah, Planet Fitness is probably going to look really good now that we've got vaccines starting up. Huge shout out, guys, to all those follows that are coming in. You guys rock. I'm just trying to see what else is coming out here pre-market. Red Hill Biopharma. Tomorrow apparently is the C-section date, so we will have Stock Baby tomorrow. Even when he wants to drop pictures or whatever else. That'll come from Stocky, but we got you covered. Martini, Colonel, Redemption, and myself are still going to be rocking that morning call all week. We'll be streaming all week, so we will be around. Did the Marby's game. We're ready to go on that. Anybody lose their Google this morning? I know I lost mine. I didn't ask. I honestly was just waiting for them to make a public announcement. Um, So the big one that I'm watching this morning in my own portfolio, guys, is SHG. Mara's doing quite well. I will probably exit Mara. No, I'm gonna probably keep Mara. ACRX is still floating that 140, even though they had that dilution event. Am I gonna do dad jokes? I mean, I can rock some dad jokes. You want me to rock some dad jokes? I can do that. Why is the aspect ratio of my screen all wonky? Because I'm a boomer. That's why. Because I a boomer. Oh, Rimpar, that would drive me nuts. Oh man, I'd be so pissed about that. Because I is a boomer. This is not the new camera. This is the old camera. I updated some drivers, did some things, and apparently it's working. I don't know how long it's gonna work. We may have to switch back to the busted gifts, but for now, it is what it is. All right, you want a dad joke? So I had a buddy who thought he was a real smartass, and he goes, "Oh man, I'm telling you, onions are the only food that can make you cry." So I picked up a coconut and chucked it at his forehead. Boom, boom. Nothing. Okay, cool. This is what you get, ladies and gentlemen. If you want these jokes, this is how she goes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That sounds like an anti-joke. Oh, yeah. I mean, warrior trading is warrior trading. I'm going to leave them to do what they do. I've never taken the course. I don't know much about it. I'm not going to speak to it. I've never met Ross Cameron. I don't know who he is. So I am not going to dive into that. I'm not going to get into that. There are people that are for warrior trading, people that are against. I'm for millennial trading. I trade the way that I trade for myself, and I think that you should do the same. Um, yeah, millennial trading is millennial trading. I do it my own way, and I don't actually advocate. Actually, I tell you people not to do what I do regularly because what I do is insanity. It's insanity. So, for those of you who have never been here before, I started equity trading in January, actively equity trading. So, this is my first year in the market. Um, this is my first year in the market. I started with 2,200 US at the start of the year. Currently, in my US equity portfolio, I'm managing a market value of 32,000. Um, I guess I've got 36,000 because I got four grand cash in hand. And then on my Canadian equity, I've got about 11,000, almost 12,000 in there. So like I guess that would be about 8 grand US. So we've been able to grow 2,200 to about 36, well, 36 and 8, 44,000 in a year. Yeah, that's insanity. Lead vitamin. I would never do that. That high frequency trading crap. I can't take it. I can't take it. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want a computer telling me in and outs. I don't want that rapid. Like, oh, what if you press the wrong? Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. AstraZeneca had a deal. They had an acquisition, and people aren't sure exactly whether it's going to be profitable for them. So that's why AstraZeneca's down. Space came back to Earth, but it hasn't fallen to where I need it to. I've got puts on them at 1850 for December 18th. So they would need to fall much, 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 much harder. It's a feeling thing. It is. I know that drives a lot of people crazy when they hear that
Mara's
answer.
upticked right now, right?
Sorry? What was that, Redemption? Redemption?
So I haven't done an audio test. So how different do I sound, Millennial?
You got a little bit of scuff going on, but you're pretty good. Sorry, you were saying Mara's upticked?
Yeah,
Why is that? Just because it
it
ran?
dropped. No, it dropped. What was it the 10% in a day or whatever?
Oh, on Friday, you mean?
Yeah, it says
Okay.
the 11th and the uptick today. So
Yeah, I mean, it's 540 right now. 539. So I'm pretty happy with that. Did you see SHG this morning?
no, I have not. Wow, that's what I sound like. I sound like what was it? One of those like this. It sounds like one of those pilot headphones. You talk about Skylight, right?
Yep.
112
No.
and a half. The
Pre-market.
the bid ask is crop.
Pre-market.
I don't have. Yeah,
175. It was a buck 99. It's
I
175
can't
right
see
now.
it.
It almost
I can't see it.
doubled
My
over the
my bid
weekend.
ask is crossed. It says the next order for me is up at like 220.
Yeah. Yeah, it
This thing has a wide bid ask.
yeah, this thing is going to move. I think it got its TSX up listing. I think it's gonna go. Yeah, the crazy alien guy. Aliens. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, guys, SHG is gonna make some money today
12
for
million?
me. I should make a couple grand on it. Anyway, I got about 8 grand in here, and it looks like it's probably heading for $2 on the market open. So
Oh, also, I don't know if it's I don't know if the relevancy for this thing or whatnot, but Pluralsight. This thing printed a mill pre-market, which is weird because I've never heard of this company ever.
what's it? What's the ticker?
PS.
P like Popeye.
Um, yes. Peter Sierra.
Okay, it's people are saying it's like Udemy. It's an online class thing. But a million shares pre-market is bonkers. You can't tell whether that's up or down, though, right? It could just as easily be down.
Nope.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
it's
like.
down. I think it's fraudulent accounts, and I think with the vaccine, these education stocks start to fall from grace.
Mm. It did gap up this morning, so I don't know if it's because that person was trying to intermarket sweep through that, or if it's something else.
Do 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 do.
I
So
gotta
that
say though,
yeah, no go.
mine's irrelevant to business news. It's more cyberpunk.
More cyberpunk. I mean, I had a blast over the weekend with it. I had a good time. Took a couple days, just enjoyed it. I'm at this point now where I can clearly tell that I'm not playing the game properly, because my level is very very low. I think I'm like level 9 or 10, but my street cred is level 25, which means I'm just running around murking the gangs on the streets, right? Like I'm not
Uh,
actually doing the missions.
I realized that, like, RoboCop has that machine pistol, and I can't do it with the machine pistol because it doesn't do enough damage, and like, it's stupid. The recoil on that shaded little pistol should not be there, but I didn't develop the game, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna use the revolver since what do I have to lose? It's less DPS but higher multiplier crit. I was basically 2-3 shotting people comparing to, like, 3 mags that I need to put down people with the pistol. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I went samurai build Elotix. I built full samurai. I've got my blades maxed. I'm rocking the mantis blades right now. I rushed that upgrade. So I've got the mantis blades modded to max. And then I'm building in a grenade. build alongside it, so it'll be a samurai grenade build. So what I do is I find those massive mobs of gangs that are kicking around, and I lob a grenade in, and then while they're all disoriented from the grenade, I run in with the mantis blades and I just dice them. And I'm constantly just running in and out, toss a grenade, slice and dice, toss a grenade, slice and dice. But it's amazing because you see those you see those mobs that all have the red skulls above their head. It's like, don't mess with them. They're gonna screw you up. I don't have a problem. I run in, you crit with the mantis blades, which does like a dash. You take out these guys in one slice, and then when you run away, they bleed to death, and you heal up. Yeah,
I just had the RoboCop theme the entire time when I'm like engaging. It's like dun 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 dun, dun. And then, but the problem with it is that like they just don't pursue you because RoboCop doesn't look for cover. He just kind of stands there. So I just like stand there, lean over cover, and just like fire them. I really wish that they had the AI to pursue you because I think that like the fear of like I just run to the edge and
yeah.
then I just like pop them and that's just apparently good enough. And I'm like, I don't like that. I want them to pursue me, like push me, like they have the numbers surround me and stuff like that. That to me is fun, but I think most of I mean people in North America didn't like Dark Souls because of how punishing it was, but I thought it was I thought it was incredibly fun.
Rachel, yeah, no, this will be principally stocks. This is literally like 2 minutes of us talking about Cyberpunk. The most of the day
Yeah.
that we are going to be talking about stocks. That's what I do here, full term, guys. If you want to see the portfolio, I do make it readily available for you guys. I update it as I make my entries and exits. It's over on Tip Ranks. If you guys are unfamiliar with Tip Ranks, they are not stream sponsors, but I am a huge advocate of the tool. Really, really like what it does. I am on there. You guys will be able to check it out now. If you're new to the stream, this is the first time you're checking out Tip Ranks. Because I am a complete boomer, and anybody here that knows me knows that when it comes to my ability with tech, obviously, you look at the aspect ratio, look at how the stream is set up. I'm not a super techie guy, but I started using the tool in May, but I didn't realize that you can alter your entries to show people when you actually bought the stock. So I put every trade that I had taken from January till May in at once, which is why there's an 8% loss here. But after that, everything's accurate. So from June on is accurate. This thing is me being a boomer and screwing up that account. But you'll see that over the year, I've been growing slowly. We're at over 44,000 US from a 2,200 US start on the year. So 2,000% growth is looking really nice on the year. June, break even. July, I beat everybody. August, break even. September, I beat everybody. October, break even. November, I crushed everybody. And then right now, portfolio is 0.87, but we'll see what happens today when the market opens and I exit some of these wins. Um, what I like about this, guys, isn't just that you can publicly show your portfolio and be transparent with people. The other thing that I like about this is that I am hello, 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 wake up, good morning, all you followers, hello. Not only can you guys see what I've got when I get into it, what I'm doing, the other thing that's really cool about this, guys, and for those of you that are a little bit competitive, there is a listing of TipRanks investors that you're constantly competing against with your trades to try to get up and in on there. The research on this is kind of cool. You can see the top 25 Wall Street analysts. Thank you. Coffee, 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 coffee. Got my mug of doom today. I think Neo's dog shit. When we looked at Neo way back, there was a lot of concern that I saw about their dealerships. So, scuff resolution. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, this is one of my favorite mugs. This was my D&D mug that I bought to put my beers in. But when you have a coffee in it, it's got a giant bone dragon on it. The handle's all bone. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. All right. Yeah, so you can see the top 25 Wall Street analyst guys. This is really telling actually for where the market is because you look at the top analysts and it is tech sector, tech sector, tech sector, tech sector, tech sector, tech sector, tech sector. It's tech sector all the way down until this guy who works in the services sector. So top 10 are all tech sector traders. It goes back to tech, 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 tech. Bye. Love you. Stock market up or down today? Both.
Down.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Mrs. Millennial says stock market down today. She said screw them all. If I ask her for a YOLO, she's just going to say Tesla. She always just says Tesla now. You guys ruined it. Am I a marble streamer? We already did the marbles for the day, guys. I do a marbles in the morning. Lets you guys pick what we watch pre-market. I'm sorry about that, guys. 200 viewers. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, you're all welcome to hang here. We don't do marbles regularly throughout the day. There was a request for dad jokes. I'm all about them dad jokes. Stocky's away. So while Stocky's away, Millennial gets to play. Is kind of how she goes. I know Martini's awake. She was on the morning call, so she'll probably be popping in here. The way this is going to go throughout the day, guys, is you're going to hang out with me until probably around 11. Then you're going to go hang out with Martini until later in the day. And then I think Colonel's going to pop out too. How many points for a dad joke? I think I will just...
10K. 10K.
No, I'm not going to make it 10K.
Oh, wait, you like giving dad jokes. 5.
Yeah, the get out of here. You'll see a get out of here option. That's normally to kick somebody off the stream, but if you pick get out of here, you can also just request a dad joke if you want. We'll do it that way. We'll do it that way.
God damn it! It's on cooldown for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, you got them sweet Canuck bucks. Honest opinion on BBY: short or long? Are you looking at you want a long play on BBY? Are you looking at long term? Are you looking at short term? Swing play. Okay, so if you're looking at 3 to 6 months out, Best Buy is strong. This is a phenomenal buy the dip opportunity, in my opinion. Yeah, phenomenal. We are watching Numi out the gate, guys. Whiskey won the marbles, and so we are watching Numi out the gate. This is a Canadian mushroom stock. This is some of the fun that I like with just opening that up randomly. The way this stream goes, guys, it's a little bit different than Saki's. Typically, he's looking at whatever's popping on the day, kind of what the big news is. I like to watch my own portfolio, but I also, if you guys want, you can throw tickers into the chat. I open up Notepad, and I go through all of those tickers that are asked for one by one and give you guys my opinion on them. Now, you can jump the queue and get your ticker to the top of the queue with your Connect bucks, but medicinal mushrooms for treatment of anxiety disorders, stress, that kind of stuff. All right, let's throw SNDL in there because I know that we need to address SNDL for sure. NBY, yeah, I can definitely do that. Because honestly, it was a rumor news thing. I think we're just waiting on Waiter to get that buyout news, to be honest. Ding, ding, ding. Market is open. Let's see. Let's see what we got. I can look at KO, Lulu HD, sure. KO, I'm just making a list, guys. If you throw them in there, it goes on the list. I will try to get through all of them before 11.
Don't worry, when he makes the list, I'll check it twice.
Oh, I'll let you know which ones are naughty and nice. Yeah, guys, I am not gonna do my hair and makeup for you. That's not gonna happen. You get what you get. TTCF. Put the tickers in. Don't put company names in. If you want me to look at a company, just put the ticker in because I'm not going to research the ticker. Huge shout out to all the follow guys. You rock. I don't know if we hit 300 today. I'll take 200. 200 is amazing. 200 people want to hang out in here and do stocks throughout the day with me. I'm all about that life. Blackberry, yeah, we can definitely take a look at Blackberry. Blackberry has been one that I have regularly dipped into. Do I like cranberry sauce? I love cranberry sauce. Big fan. Big fan of the turkey cranberry sauce combo. Now I know you guys said ding ding, but I don't see. Okay, I guess things are moving a little bit. Numi is not loading. My SHG position is looking like it's going to the moon. Oh, drop back down to 120. What the heck? It was at 175 pre-market. What happened? Whatever. It'll probably run back up today. Yeah, Numi's not populating at all. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's halted or whatever, but um, what research do I, what tools do I use? I use TipRank, Seeking Alpha, StockTwits, investing.com, Yahoo Finance. I typically trade off of market psychology though, guys. So I'm not doing financials for equity. I don't do TA trading. I trade market psychology. So I'm actually a digital marketing consultant. I've worked in marketing for over 15 years. I've been a consultant for companies like Toyota, Nissan. I've done some Hollywood films. I've done some with Fox, H&M International. I did some digital marketing consultation for their Switzerland, Germany, UK, France, Canada, and the US. So I kind of I trade off of how I think people are thinking. Where do I think Mara gets to today? I think Mara is a buckle up and enjoy the ride day. I don't know how high it goes, but I think it's going to go for sure. Any news on DGLY? It's up this morning. They did have a couple of new things come on board, but guys, remember we do have the electoral vote tomorrow, and as the electoral vote happens, as that happens, remember, it is very likely that we see something come from Biden and Kamala Harris that dashboard cameras and body cameras are mandated. Every police force and public service, so FBI, police, SWAT, all those guys are going to have body cams on, which is huge news for DGLY. So for me, guys, with DGLY, I'm actually hoping that that does well a little later in the year. This is really underwhelming for me that this came back down. Like it's great, it's up to 119, but this thing was $1.99 pre-market. So I'm a little bit pissed off that did that, but we'll wait and see what happens with it. It's still money in the bank. Mara, yeah, I mean Mara's doing all right. Mara's doing all right. I did exit NSL over on Friday. Waiter's up. I'm profitable on Waiter right now. ACRX, I'm just waiting on the news. ACRX does have the conference later today, so we could see some buy up on Waiter or on ACRX today into that LD micro conference. So we'll see what's happening there. Let's go to the big sheet, see if Numi did anything. Numi is not populating, so I'm wondering if Numi is halted on the Canadian market for some reason, but watch list 8%, 7%, 13, 14%. How high does Mara go? Let's wait and see. Let's head over to the options portfolio real quick here. Um, options portfolio is looking even on the day. Mara $8 calls are up for January. My leaps are really where the bulk of it's at. Not surprisingly, travel and tourism is doing well. DGLY is doing well. Cinemark is down a little bit. Gap is down a little bit. But honestly, guys, these are through till January 2022, so I think we're going to be all right. Numi is $1.86 in the TSXV. I mean, this is TD's advanced dashboard, so that a Canadian ticker is not populating is odd. Typically, it doesn't have any problem with that. Numi. Yeah, it's up 27%.
See, your mistake was thinking that TD Canada is advanced.
Yeah, it's probably the problem. Greatest risks. No, I that's not really a huge risk for me because my PT on this guys isn't the 30, 40, 50, $60, right? My PT on Mara is 9 to $10, and that's on Bitcoin breaking through 20K, which I don't know that that happens before January, but it definitely happens early in the new year. And when it breaks 20K, I think Mara goes to 90. Now they do have the bulk of their new miners being installed January, February, March. They're heavily weighted to the front end on that, so that's good. Their second facility is being built as we speak. They should be up and running and ready to go full tilt into September. So Mara does have a huge potential to just run all year long. So I am considering just leaving this 14 grand here locked into Mara all year and letting it go. If Mara can quadruple over the year for me, that'll be a good year. This alone will be a good year for me. Um, MSTR. Okay, so let's start doing that, guys. I'm going to check the scanners real quick and just see what I've got as far as gainers on the day. So ARVN, Arvinus, Veru, Big Rock, Alexian Pharma, Socket Mobile, Atom. Mara's there. Mara's in the top gainers on the day. It's at the bottom, but it's there. Um, these are all warrants. I am seeing this more and more, Redemption. People buying the warrants instead of the equity.
Yeah, they get more time. It's really expensive if it's like close to the money, but hell, if it was distressed like Oxy was, where it just like goes to the toilet, they probably got it really cheap, thinking that they're gonna bounce back to original levels pre crisis.
I cannot explain to you what a warrant
But
is. It's not a financial instrument that I've ever traded. So, have I seen BFT?
it's basically like it's basically like an option, like a leap, like a really long leap. But some of these warrants could go out to like fuck. Buffett has like lifetime warrants, like up to 100 years and stuff like that. So they're really long dated options essentially.
I don't see anything to rally space on. Like space doesn't have good news, and that's kind of what they need to fight that. I'm actually getting excited because my space put to 18 might actually come back down to strike if they can't get some good news out here. Yeah, Numi's up 27% here on the day. What else do we got going on? Scanner. Somebody said, "Did I see BFT?" I did. They were on the volume scanner here. They've got 9 million volume on them already today. So the four scanners that I run, guys, that I'm trying to just get a feel for kind of what's happening in the market real quick. Most active stocks pop up on here. So typically we do see things like SNDL on here. SNDL's average volume is 100 million trading on it because it's so cheap, right? People just get in and out of it like crazy. But 22 million shares traded on that already. TLGT, 27 million shares traded on that. Sometimes this will help just finding these discrepancies. Now, unusual volume, this is saying, okay, well, typically they do quite low volume, and for some reason today they're spiking. So HJLI, typically on a day would do 400,000 volume. Right now it's already got 1 million on it. So that's one of note. Now, this doesn't always correlate necessarily to a percentage gain, but there is something here for sure. You will see typically this all green on the volume. With the exception of the massive sell-offs. There are when things absolutely crash and die, sometimes you'll see them pop on this unusual volume scanner. Percent gainers daily, again, you're going to see winners, but notice that there's a big difference between the volume and the percent gainers. And then, of course, I want to know the losers. I want to know who's getting absolutely boned. And the names that are on here, I'm not surprised because typically these are the big runners from last week. You'll see them coming back down to earth. So GLSI, for those of you who remember, it had the breast cancer. I was bearish on it when it was up at 80. I was bearish at it at 60. For this thing to be at 20, I felt was reasonable. All they had was phase 2 data from 160 people. There was no reason for this to run like it did. So that it's down again makes sense to me. Space being down 15%, that makes sense. I think that space just continues to fall all day. There's no reason for this to be up. AMC being down, that makes sense to me. Who else we got here? ABCL, Abcelera. They were overpriced coming into the IPO, so that makes sense as well. What else do we have here? Doyu, that's on the Chinese government looking at them for problems. Do you have it posted how you set these scanners up? I do not. I do not. I think it's possible actually for me to save this, but I don't have it set up to do that. So Venomous in the chat. Finally sold your Disney call. How'd you do, man? I mean, you don't have to share. Obviously, it was a win, but I hope it went well for you, Venomous, my dude. They don't sell mining equipment. They strictly coin is their entire revenue. They just mine the coin for themselves. Oh, nice. Yeah, you crushed it then. Airbnb and Freefall, good, good. Yeah, Dash is on this list, guys. Abcellera is on this list. The IPOs from last week were too much, too fast, too far. Abcellera down. Airbnb down. What was C3 AI? It's just AI, right? There. Okay. How are they doing comparatively? I mean, C3 AI. This was probably the unsung hero of them all. This was probably the unsung hero of them all. Venomous, I would almost say it's a buy the dip for me right now on Disney. I would wait for that dip to hit because travel and tourism are looking to recover. Ginger Jew with that sub. Cute shit out, Ginger. Bum, 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 bum. AI is holding well. It is, and this is what I mean. These overhyped pieces of dog turd like AB&B, right? Like I am not a fan of AB&B. Not. And this makes absolute sense to me. There was no reason why this should have been up at 150 ever. Maybe 80, maybe 80, but like 60 is where this thing belongs. Um, Abcellera. This thing started up at 80. I was looking to spend 20 on this thing at 50 bucks. Um, I don't even know what AI does. I didn't even look at it. What was the other one? Abcellera, Airbnb, Dash. DoorDash. This was disgusting. This thing went up to 180 bucks. It's at 162 now. This thing maybe around 80 bucks is where it should be. But Mara's doing well on the day. I'm up 1,200 on the day on it. It's a good bounce back from where it was at the fours. Really, the question with Mara is, do you see Bitcoin going to 20,000? The answer is yes. You might want to consider that. That's all. ACRX, we should be getting some love throughout the day. SHG, it's $1.17, 500 bucks on the day. That's not bad. Bought in on Friday, out on Monday for a quick gain. PNG is a long hold, so I'm okay with that. Let's start to break down some of these tickers that you guys gave me here. Do I have a price target on ACRX? 8 to 10 bucks. $8 to $10. All right. Ticker. First one on the list is SNDL, guys. SNDL. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Sundial is a pot company. The reason why I was in Sundial, I did get in and out profitably. Sundial for me, guys, it's not so much about the U.S. legalizing. Well, that would be good for it. Sundial for me is more about their ties to Mexico. Mexico did have a deadline of the 15th put in place by the Supreme Court. It has been pushed to February. So I'm not bullish on Sundial until February. But come February, there's definitely opportunity there for sure. That's kind of my take on Sundials that they've paired with a Mexican growth company in Mexico and they also have their Colombian backing by the Colombian government. So they're working well in South America, but until we get towards that deadline, I do have Sundial on watch. If it heads down into that 20-30 cent range, I'll probably take a look at it. At 50, I don't think I like it, but at 20 to 30 cents, I think it's in a reasonable place that I would probably take a position in there somewhere. So that's Sundial. NBY. There's a lot of new tickers here, guys. If you have tickers you want me to take a look at, let me know. I'll pop in, I'll take a look at them and let you know what I think. So I do principally trade bio. So Nova Bay Pharmaceuticals. Guys, if you've never traded bio before, my opinion on bio stocks is that you need to be very, very, very careful with anything sub $10. You have to really know what you're doing, okay, guys? Huge shout out to all the follows, guys. There's a bunch of them coming in. So if you're not following, I appreciate you following. If you did follow, thank you for that. If you're subbed, you rock. I will give sub shout outs just because you guys are throwing the real dollars on it, right? So let's head on down here. Typically, what you want to do, guys, is there's a little bit of positive news on this, but forget all of these headlines. The first thing that you want to do when you're looking at a pharmaceutical company like this is understand that sub $10 it probably doesn't have an approval stateside. Okay, if it had an approval stateside with the FDA, it probably wouldn't be down where it is, and if it is, you have to really understand that. So Nova Bay Biopharmaceutical develops and commercializes antibiotic anti-infective products. Okay, so is this a hand sanitizer company? Dermatology. So skincare sanitization. So that is public use for sure. Head to their website, guys. It's not more money for Army. The Army has approval to spend their money, which is why the NDA is important. But yeah, that's kind of the plan on it. Now, ACRX does have their presentation at LD Micro today at 2 o'clock. I won't be live then, but I expect to see ACRX buy up throughout the day. Hopefully, that presentation they announce the Army art order. That would be ideal. I'm hoping Vince gets his head out of his ass and starts being a CEO like he should be. At this point, they need a CMO. I might reach out and start telling them how they're supposed to actually market their company because they're doing a piss poor job of it, but we'll see. Okay, so products. What do they have? They've got lid and lash hygiene, skin and wound cleanser, and cosmetic procedures. Okay. Um, on most sites, guys, what you will find is a pipeline. And what's interesting here is there is no pipeline. Partners, products, tech. Okay, so if this is their big product, if this is it, this eye cleaner, that's that's not a big cash cow for me, in my opinion. Um, It is FDA approved, but this is such a flooded market. Yeah, I don't like this company. They don't have a pipeline listed. Everything that they've got here, guys, they make KN95 masks, and this is them trying to get in on the COVID thing and trying to pair their eye wash with the mask. And it's like, okay, well, honestly, guys, this company doesn't have products that I like. I probably wouldn't go anywhere near this. Um, yeah, it really does feel like that, Kevin. Like, pharma, I guess, but it's not in any of the industries that you'd want to play in. Like when you're talking pharma, you want to see HIV, you want to see oncology, you want to see diabetes, you want to see heart, you want to see pediatric diseases. Eye cleaner, nah, I got pass on that one. KO, always Coca Cola. Do 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 do. AI is dropping now. I mean, it's overpriced. The market's overpriced. I wish you could get puts that day when it opens because the puts would print. Um, so Coke. What are we talking with Coke? Fuel cell. I'll add fuel cell because I do want to take a look at fuel cell. Okay. Coca-Cola guys. Coke through Christmas. They do a pile of advertising. Absolutely, Kim, man. I love so this is one of the reasons why I like investing in bio companies is because I love being a part of these companies that develop cures to things, especially when they're pediatric diseases or rare diseases. This means that your money is helping these companies to grow and produce cures for things that are killing children and killing people that need the help. And I really like doing that. So not killing people and yeah, yeah, yeah. I like being a part of that process by investing in those companies. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, you're a terrible person because you make money off of disease." No, I'm not investing in the disease. I'm investing in people curing the diseases, right? So, CCBT guys, I am making a list of all of this stuff. I do like Coke. I am bullish on Coke because typically you see them do their big Christmas push with the polar bears and Santa Claus and that whole jazz. They do fairly well through that. There's a lot of chatter about CBD soft drinks coming as well. So pot drinks. I think if we do see more and more of the states legalizing, that Pepsi and Coke really start to get serious about this. Obviously, soda sales are dwindling, but pair that with some marijuana and you're good to go, right? So I am bullish on them. If I ever give you guys a PT or my thoughts on it, it's on a 12-month cycle. So what I am giving you guys is my opinion that over 12 months I am either bullish or bearish against it, and I might give you a price target. But for Coke to be at 60 next year would not be unreasonable, I don't think. For you to take a KO 60 leap would not be crazy for me. Actually, as I'm saying that, kind of want to go take a look at what those look like. Watch list. KO. And I want 2022. Is this right? That is dirt cheap. A 2022 60 on KO is only $200. Really? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I'm going to sell this. I think I'm going to sell this American Airlines here. All right, that's not bad. I made 60% on that. I'll take that. Okay, and I'm looking for KO options. And I want them for January 2022. I can actually get one that's right. I think I'd rather get the KO 60s and get two of them. How much do I have here? 530. Yeah, I'd rather get two of these at 210. Numi's running, yeah. Can I add UPS, RJR? Yeah, I can add those to the list. Zoom, I can add to the list. UPS, RJR, RG. Okay. I just want to get this Coke in here. Just give me the freaking fine, whatever. Whatever. I'll just slap that ass.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Okay. All right. So got those. And then what do I got to play with? $100? Okay. All right. Coke leaps are locked in. So now I've got CCL leaps, DGLY leaps, Coke leaps, Gap leaps, and Cinemark leaps. Shroom hype is why Numi is running. Yeah, Mara's up 18% on the day. I'm $800 in the green. It's a good day for the portfolio. Portfolio started the day down 14%. It's 7% now. Yeah, it's funny because the headline on BABA read Chinese government issues fine to Bob and people are losing their mind, right? Yeah, I think C and K survives. I think AMC's boned. I think C and K survives for sure. Yeah, we'll just see how these things fall. Okay, next on the list, where did we finish? KO. We did Coke, right? Okay, Lulu. Guys, every single January, what happens? Every single January, what do? New year, new you. Every fatty that got through that got through their Thanksgiving and their Christmas, and they've been eating and they've been drinking, and they're looking at the scale and going, "What the hell happened?" January hits, they need themselves some new stretchy pants, right? New stretchy pants, nothing better than Lululemon. Got to get them stretchy pants, right? So if you got in back in October, November, that's probably a better entry time, but is now an okay time to be getting in? I think so. I think that on the earnings into February, March, I think you're going to be looking pretty good. I think it's going to be pretty solid for it to be 360 by the end of next year. I don't think that's unreasonable. New year, new you. People buy that crap. They buy it up big time. Especially with gyms coming back, right? So bullish or bearish on Lulu? Bullish. Price target over the next 12 months, 360. 360 to 380. Home Depot. Now, this is one that Stocky likes to talk up a lot. I'm not really big on this. I do have it in some of my ETFs that I've built out for myself. I think it is in the Fires ETF, actually. Where is that? Fires I have got marked as entering in April. So for me, I probably wouldn't touch Home Depot until April. Stocky is waiting for baby to arrive. He is spoiling Mrs. Stock Guy, hopefully. And they have their C-section scheduled tomorrow. So hopefully we have a beautiful baby Stock Guy tomorrow. No confirmation on name, no confirmation on photos, none of that. So reasonable entry point on Lemonade. I'll put that at the bottom of the list, guys. We've got a bunch of tickers here, so I am going to try to keep rocking. I am out of here at 11 a.m. today. So I just want to make sure that you guys know it is a girl. I just want to make sure that you guys know that I will be handing it off to Martini. But yeah, it is in my Fires portfolio. I'm not sure it's going to be called Aurora. I'm not sure she is going to be called Aurora. I don't know what that is. I don't know that they've confirmed the name. I know that you guys want it to be Aurora, but I don't know necessarily that that's the way it goes. Okay, so Home Depot, guys, I do like it, but I like it on certain things. And through Christmas, through lack of stimulus, through lack of spending, I don't think we're seeing a lot of home right now. If we had some floods, if we had some disasters, maybe. But honestly, I would wait until April, until the just before fire season gets going, and then I would probably look at Home Depot again, to be honest. DE. It will. Yeah, I haven't built out the Hurricane ETF yet. I've got to do a better job of locking that down and building this out, but yeah. Still have to build out that Hurricane ETF. I won't do that today, but I will do that someday. Someday, not today. Okay, so Home Depot, that's it. I am bullish on them over the year. For Home Depot to be back up at 300 by the end of next year, I don't think is unreasonable. TTCF. Tattooed Chef. Okay. The thing that I have with Tattooed Chef is if you're going to play it on equity, I mean, okay. I don't. If I was going to play this sector, it would definitely be Beyond that I go with, right? Yeah, it would be Beyond. If you're playing it on equity, I could see an argument for Tattooed Chef just because it's a little bit more affordable than this. But Beyond back to 200 by the end of next year, I don't think is unreasonable. It is decent equity for the sector, TTCF. I'm not opposed to it as far as that goes. But if I want to play the big dog in the field, it's this one. I play Beyond, and it's down nicely. It's down sub 150. I'm bullish on Beyond Meat. Tattooed Chef is still trying to figure out what it is and where it's going. So Beyond Meat knows where it's going. It's working with the big boys. I prefer Beyond to TCCF, but I want to check and see. We can go to TipRanks and see what analysts are on. And this is another thing I like about TipRanks, guys, is you can go here and check out the ticker, and it will give you a stock analysis. So it's ranked as a 10 as an outperform. So this is really good. Fundamentals, you're down on equity over 12 months, but technicals look good. News is good. TipRanks investors like it. Analysts like it. It doesn't have a ton of analysts on it. It only has 2 on it. And they got price targets of 17 and 26. So they're saying somewhere around that 34% gain. If that's enough for you, then great. For me, I look to squeeze a little bit more out of my equity than that, but that's up to you. Make that call. I like Beyond better than Tattooed Chef, for honest. So, what page is that? That's the TipRanks page. This is TipRanks. So if you guys aren't familiar with TipRanks, guys, you can check out my portfolio over on TipRanks. Right there. Also, guys, I don't know how many of you listen to podcasts, but Martini, Redemption, Exiled, and myself put out a podcast weekly. Slap that ask. This last one we broke down SPACs and IPOs, where we see that going, where we see that heading. It's a fairly new podcast. It's only the second episode, but we will be putting episodes out weekly for you guys. If you're into podcasts, that's available for you guys, Spotify, Apple, whatever, so you can check that out. FSR I've got on here, so I will definitely touch on that. I did make some money on FSR earlier in the year. I did get out because it was a hype play. It wasn't on the actual company, so I'll let you know where I stand on that. But BlackBerry, guys. So BlackBerry is one that I have been talking about since April. That link right there will take you to the podcast. That's in chat. Hi, Forbear. BlackBerry, guys. I've been bullish on this since, winter at least, right? Redemption. I don't know how long, but a long time I've been talking about BlackBerry. A long time I've been talking about BlackBerry. I think I forgot to do this today. Shoot. I forgot to do this today. 2 seconds here, guys. This. Looking at Mara, Waiter, ACRX, and Lisa. Publish. All right. Thoughts on Ericsson? Shoot me a ticker, Lusitano, and I'll let you know. BlackBerry, I think, is going to do quite well. I am very bullish on BlackBerry. Mara's up to 575 here, guys. Up 1,200 on the day on that. That's fantastic. ACRX is floating around 141. We'll see what kind of news it drops out of its conference. SHG, again, up 115-ish. ERIC. Okay. Just checking the portfolio here. PNG is moving up a little bit. I'm green on that now, so that's good. Let's get back to this here. For those of you that don't use StockTwits, understand that I use StockTwits not for research. I use this to gauge sentiment. I trade a lot on market psychology, macro psychology. What are the large groups of people thinking about something? And I kind of trade off of that. So this tool for me, StockTwits, is extremely useful. TipRanks is where I get the official analysts kind of look at it and understand their psychology, their thoughts on a stock, and then I head over to StockTwits to see what their thoughts are on a stock. Right. So if I'm on TTCF, the professionals are saying $10, right? I head over here to TTCF. Let's see what the retail traders think about it. Sentiment is up a little bit. It's pretty good. It's bouncing back from a negative sentiment for sure. Price is up nicely on it. Not a lot of bearish sentiment on here, so they agree as well. That's kind of how I use those very, very quickly. Okay, so BlackBerry, I am bullish on BlackBerry, guys. AI self-driving vehicles are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And with that, I do have ad block on there, but I work in digital marketing, guys. So for me, it's important for me to see the ads. I want to see the ads. I want to know how people are advertising and what they're doing. Retail sentiment, stock twits. Stock twits.
Mara's up 20%.
I see it. I see it. Let me know when it hits $10. Okay. Up next, MSTR, MicroStrategy Incorporated, 295. So this would be more of an equity play. This is a Bitcoin play. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin does well. So if you're involved in Bitcoin to the upside, I think it's going to be really, really solid. SBLK, yeah, I can definitely add that to the list. We are making good headway on the list here, guys. As always, if you have a ticker that you want me to watch and you've got the Canuck bucks, you can spend channel points to get your ticker bumped to the top of the list. So that's, I don't have to go any deeper than that, really. They're in Bitcoin, they're playing in Bitcoin. They're running on Bitcoin. They're mentioned here alongside Mara and Riot. I'm bullish on them. For me, I wouldn't take an equity play on this. I would play Mara instead because Mara is more affordable. But if you're an options player, this may be an option. Next up, we've got BFT. Fully Transamine Acquisition Corp. This is a SPAC company. So whenever you see something here that says they don't have a product or a service, or that they're just looking to acquire a company that does something, I don't really want to go anywhere near them. 1.3 billion IPO, share surge on merger announcement with PaySafe at 9 billion evaluation. So investing in this fully transition company thing, would be you saying that you think PaySafe has a better chance at it than PayPal. For me, PayPal and Square where it's at, I wouldn't go near this. I wouldn't play against the PayPal mafia. That's not to say I'm bearish against this. It probably will get the hype trend on it. You'll probably see it go to 30. And then you'll see it come back down to around that 2015 range over the next year. But yeah, Hill keeps bouncing off of 2. I do still have Hill 250 calls for February, so that it's doing that is great. Great. Again, guys, huge thank you to all the follows. My metrics are going to be a bit skewed today, I think, the amount of follows that are happening. What's next? Fuel Cell. Okay, Fuel Cell, guys, is one that I've played. I took profits on. I got out of. Let it come back down. I buy it up again. I did not go through Lulu yet. No. With Fuel Cell, guys, Kamala Harris is out of California. Fuel Cell is locked in for 15 years or something. Excuse me. With California Energy, I think as long as Kamala Harris is in office, Fuel Cell does well. I'm not saying that she's getting grease palms or anything from that, but yeah, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're doing here. Sounds like your coffee is fighting back this morning. Yeah, it's pretty strong. It's funny, depending on who I see in Fuel Cell has a really bad past, which is why it's down where it is. But I think the future looks bright. I really do think the future looks bright. Depending on which of my daughters or my wife makes the coffee in the morning, the strength of it varies. Today it's a sledgehammer, which means one of the younger kids made it because they go a little heavy on the coffee, the grounds, which leaves me a little jittery. All right. EVLO. Velo Bioscience. So, oncology candidate, December 9th. That's great news. Atopic dermatitis. So, this is Skin disease. Yeah, but this is almost like a giant mug of espresso. I like strong coffee, but it's strong. Inflammatory diseases, cancer. So it kind of has a little bit of everything going on. Treats rheumatoid arthritis. It's in a whole bunch of different areas, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So again, guys, with a bio company, you got to go in. You got to go in on the bio company. You got to find the pipeline. Our science, our portfolio. Okay, so pipelines, guys. This is the first time I've seen them called portfolios. Obviously, this company is more investor focused than a lot of bio companies. And this is what you're looking for is their pipeline, okay? And what this pipeline is breaking down for you is where they are in this process. So you have inflammation. You have a phase 2, phase 3 coming to an end, so that's positive for them. This is a COVID-19 application. Who knows? Psoriasis, atopic dermatitis. Um, they don't have a phase 3 approval there, or there. So they have nothing phase 3 approval, which is why this is down where it is. But they've got an awful lot going on in the pipeline, which means that this is very expensive, guys. And typically, what you can see with a stock like this is something called biodegradation, which means so long as there's no news, things keep coming down. So they had good news on data, it shoots up. They see they announce an oncology drug, it goes up. But now, when they've got no news for a little bit, this is going to decline back down. So for me, in the short term, I would be looking at taking a move against this, a short or put against this. But over the next year, they have potentially 2 or 3 approvals, as well as a lot of phase development. So they have a constant flow of news. I don't think it's terrible. So, I mean, this has the potential to be $15, $20 by the end of the next year. I wouldn't go as far as 20, actually. 15. But that largely depends on the data. We don't know how they're going to perform in and through their phase 2, 3 trials. So, EON1. And then next year, $30. I mean, that you would need, in order for this to go to $30, you would need 2 phase 3 approvals. COVID-19 is going to lose value over the year. So this would have to come out in the next month, 2 months, in order for it to be really of value. Their psoriasis is phase 2 at best. Interim data expected mid 2021. So this won't be done until the end of next year. So outside of COVID, they don't have any phase 3 approvals coming. So for this to hit 30 by the end of next year, they would need both of these to get approval. Then you would need this to get approval, and you would need this to get approval. I don't see that. I don't see it $30 end of next year. 2022 maybe, but I can't remember where the dark pool was. No. Mara is working to bring my portfolio into the green there. SHG continues to perform well for me, slow and steady. I like that. Guys, if you get me on Twitter, if you guys want to reshare that out, I am a huge fan of that. If you're not following me on socials, you can do so there. Social. Social. There's the links to all the things and stuff that I do. But yeah, if you guys retweet it out in the morning, huge appreciation for that. Let's get out of there. Okay, that's a Vela Bio though. There may be a big seller at 6. 6 has been a long time barrier for Mara, so I do have a Twitch. I know. It's surprising. Okay. Up next we have Reese of Greece. I did put DraftKings on the list. There's probably about 10 tickers in front of it. We are finally to Fisker, guys. Okay, so Fisker I got in on the electric vehicle hype train. Ran it up, made my cash, got out. You'll see it ran up to Poppy of Wall Street. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ran it up to about 21. Now it's back down to 15. I think this is a flooded sector, and with the hype and news, it's just going to sit here. I'm not. I understand there's a lot of people that really, really love Fisker. They love their EV companies. I am not. I'm not bullish really on this sector. I'm not bearish either. I'm kind of just lukewarm on it. Of like, okay, there's a dozen of you saying that you're all doing the same thing. Who cares? But on news, guys, again, wait and keep your ears perked up for the news if you're in Fisker, and does it have potential to go back up to over 20? Sure. Sure. It just needs the news to do that. It needs to do that at an opportune time. So uh, know what you're in, know what you're doing, and watch it real close. Like APT, I'll throw it on the list, but that's as far as I go with Fisker, guys. For me, it's one among many. Oof. Ooh, this is a penny stock of all penny stocks. CBBT. Based out of California, biomedical company focused on Alzheimer's disease. Products would include medical device solutions as well as synthetic drug solutions. Okay, so when I see something this low, this is literally just your coffee money. Like I would never put more than coffee money into this thing. That is scary as fuck. So there's not a lot here. I'm gonna head over to the SEC. CZPT. For those of you that don't know what Edgar is, this is Edgar. It is all the SEC filings for a company. I am trying to look for their 10Q here. This is their latest 10Q. I'm just going to go quickly to the financials. Edgar, chat, Edgar. I'm going to go to their financial statements real quick and just see what they're doing as far as year over year. Total assets are decreased. They went from, is this in the thousands or the millions? I really hope this isn't thousands, but it could be. So it went from 90,000 in assets to 21,000 in assets. Their liabilities have increased substantially. Operating expenses, they've cut a little bit. Pfizer just dying, yeah. Net loss, they've cut significantly. So they had a net loss of almost 4.5 million last year. They're down to 1.2. Let's go check out their pipeline. I'm thinking it's actual numbers. I'm thinking that's not even thousands. I think that's actual numbers. Like $64,000 is all that they have. Zoom, I have not hit yet. It's 2 away. I'm almost to Zoom. Tech. Disease. Okay, so they literally just treat one thing. They're in financial trouble. I honestly wouldn't go near this, guys. At 2 cents, pink sheet, no info, bleeding money, 21,000 in assets. Yeah, I don't like it. Every red flag that you could possibly find in bio is there. This company would be better to go private, I think. They're just trying to fuel what they can. But when you see this growth chart of like, look at how much they're up. They went up from 1/10 of a cent to 4 cents. Like, I made huge gain. This is scary, nasty bio, and in my opinion, would not trade this with your portfolio. If you said, here, just take all my money and do whatever you want with it, I don't care if you lose it all, I still wouldn't put it in that. Okay, Altria Group, guys. Altria, guys, I'm actually very bullish on with their non-combustible smoking. So they MO and Philip Morris have been working together on a please get ready to review them. Yeah, Steelman, WPRT, I am still bullish on. I'll put it on the bottom of the list to get to it. Hopefully I can touch base on it. But I would not touch ABNB. I don't even need to do a full breakdown on that one. I would not touch ABNB. Zoom. So Zoom, we're gonna obviously see a decline in. People are thinking that Zoom is going to have a massive fallout here because the vaccine is coming and people don't have to use Zoom. I very much doubt we see people immediately return to work though. I think we do continue to see a remote work, remote schooling. We are still going to see some lockdowns, guys. It's going to happen. There's going to be some lockdowns. If GME is down, that's fantastic news because I've been waiting for a buy the dip opportunity with GME. So yeah, with Zoom, guys, I'm still bullish on it. I like it kind of where it is. I guess I have a hold, not necessarily a buy on it. Got a hold sentiment on it. It's good where it is. Okay, UPS. UPS is going to go gangbusters over Christmas, as it always does. So, I mean, if you got in back in August, great. If you got in back in March, fantastic. Could this thing, let's see, where's it been over the last 5 years? It's at all-time highs. I would say this is a hold. I think it's going to just kind of chill where it is. Over the next year, it'll probably go up actually through their Q4 earnings, and then you'll see it come back down to earth throughout the year as things normalize. RJR Ruger guys, with the electoral vote being tomorrow, Republicans are going to go out and buy their guns because they're worried the Democrats are going to take their guns away. I think that this is going to look really nice. You've got UPS and FedEx since April, so you're doing Gucci. You're doing just fine. Yeah, but gun stocks guys, Ruger, Smith and Wesson, they're going to be just fine. Anybody that sells them, Big Five, SBE, LTH, I can put those on the list. Yep. GameStop I'll put on this as well. GTech, yeah. Yeah, if you guys throw tickers out, I'm just going to add them to the list. I'm out of here at 11, so I'll do my best to plow through. We are making good progress. Yeah, so that's my thought on guns. People buy guns. They're going to buy them. Christmas gift. Here, little Timmy. Here's a Colt 45. Enjoy it. Don't shoot your eye out with it. DocU, here we are. We are at DocU, not because Logorner just asked for it, but we are at DocU on the list. DocuSign. So this is, I'm kind of in the same place with DocuSign as I am with Zoom. I think this continues to do well. I think remote work continues to happen, and DocuSign is a big part of that. I think work from home isn't going to go anywhere. I think that we're going to continue to see work from home. I like it around that 250 range over the next year, but that's kind of my thoughts on it. Work from home is work from home. Lemonade, this one keeps popping up. This one is on the insurance for millennials is kind of the play on this. I think 100 is reasonable for this. Beyond that, though, I know there's people talking about this thing being 200, 250, 300. I don't see that, but $100, sure. Millennial insurance, who knows, right? Like, somebody's got to sell it to them. Might as well be Lemonade, right? John Deere, I'm extremely bullish on. China has to fulfill their agreements on their trade deal, phase one trade negotiation. I think we see the agriculture sector do quite well on stimulus. This should be a really good position over the year it's there. Over 5 years, it's at all-time highs. I would say 275. I have not explained Pfizer dying. Mara's giving it back. Yeah, I'm not really sweating Mara. Price of Bitcoin right now is 19.2. Not really sweating it. If Mara goes to 20, or if Bitcoin goes to 20K, Mara soars. This is not a concern for me. This is why I keep Bitcoin up now. I'm going to keep Bitcoin up ad nauseum. It's just going to stay there. Because as soon as the headline reads Bitcoin to 20, Mara goes to 10. That's it. We expected resistance at 6 on Mara, which we saw. I'm sure it went up to 6 and then, yep. So it went up towards 6 and right back down. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I do really like John Deere, guys. Definitely get in before the stimulus pushes. if you're looking to play some agriculture, in my opinion. Yeah, that's DE. Up next, Ericsson. So this is telecommunications, guys. I don't typically like playing telecom out of the EU. This is a Sweden-based company. For me, if I was going to play this, I'm a bigger fan of AT&T or Verizon. Not a huge fan of Ericsson. Now, Ericsson is a big player. There is a play here for sure. If we look at it over 5 years here, it doesn't really break above 12. I mean, 5G's coming. 5G's coming. $15 maybe over the year. GameStop's on the list. I'll get to it. SPLK is up next. SPLK. Splunk. Not Spunk. Splunk. Real-time operation intelligence, United States. Cloud server, cloud intelligence, like a Palantir kind of thing. Yeah, 200. Could go back to 200. I mean, it hurts a little bit that Palantir's around, but I think it could go back to 200 for sure. INSG. Put it on the list. Where are we? Starbucks. All in coffee, right? Them peppermint drinks. Actually, Starbucks is looking to rapidly expand into new brick and mortar as we come out of this crisis. For them to be at 120 next year would not be unreasonable, in my opinion. Rapid expansion in that sector. For those of you who don't know, anything that's QSR in the food sector, so McDonald's, Starbucks, Taco Bell, that kind of stuff, new locations opening up is always a sign of strength. Closing down businesses left, right, and center is a sign of weakness. This game is more about real estate than anything else, and Starbucks is looking to expand like a maniac. So Starbucks I am bullish on into next year. BYSI. Before we do that, I am just going to take a look real quick at Starbucks options, see what the leaps look like. The options are extremely expensive. I wonder. 112. Starbucks. Is there something else I can sell to get out of positive to just make a little bit of cash here? Red. Could sell this. My average price on this is 115. If I go 120 on this, what's going to happen? I'll leave it in there at 120. We'll see what it does. I'm not desperate to get into Starbucks, but that doesn't look bad either. So you redeemed, pick a ticker, SolarWind goes to the top. So let's go check out SolarWind. SolarWind. SWI. So SWI had a hell of a run. It's down 13%. This is on that Russian hack on Treasury details, guys. Yeah, their flagship product was backdoored. This is a big deal for them. I imagine that they've probably been halted at some point. We're looking at today versus the 5-day. You can see there's a big drop there. Doesn't recover. I mean, I actually expect this to go further down. I think it would go back down further. for sure. I need to take a huge piss. I'll be right back. Okay. I can only do the dance for so long and then I gotta dip, right? Okay. Thoughts on WGO? I'll put that at the bottom here. We are making it through this list pretty quick here, guys. I might actually get the list done before 11. BYSY is next. So yeah, that's my thoughts on SolarWind. I'm bearish on that. If their flagship product is down and it's been compromised, they are in some big trouble. BYSI. Beyond Spring, public offering, shares are down on that. Clinical stage biopharmaceutical company, head into their pharma. Check out their pipeline. Dun, 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 dun. Research, pipeline overview. Phase 3, commercial rights, China NDA submission, Q1, US NDA, half 2 2020. So they are expected to get news fairly shortly on their lead candidate. Yeah, so we should see some finalization on this, guys. You can also go to the Biopharma Catalyst. Biopharm Catalyst. CBB. Put it there. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen this calendar, this is a useful calendar for bio traders. To be found here, Biopharm Catalyst. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go BYSI. It doesn't have any, it's not in the next 50 events that are likely to happen out of the FDA. So for me, I'd probably hold off a little bit on BYSI. Yeah, both of their phase 3 trials were looking good. Their pipeline looks solid. They're not necessarily a buy the dip. They are to buy the dip right now with the public offering. Be aware that you could be waiting 6 months on this, though. So if you're going to look at this, could be up to 6 months out. But if it does have positive news on a cancer drug, then there is opportunity for it to run as well. So just be aware of that. Mara's up 20%, guys. I'm not really sweating Mara. Yeah. BYSI is not looking too bad for me. DNKG, guys, this is one that's of interest to me. DKNG. Okay, so DraftKings, guys, for me, the thing with DraftKings is this. I think where it is where it belongs. Canadian online betting doesn't really mean squat. It's all about the U.S. sector. With sports coming back, it's going to do all right, but you also see companies like MGM breaking into this space. So it's not like DraftKings has anything proprietary. I'm not one of those advocates of DraftKings to 100. I am bullish on it, but it's more of a bullish hold. Somewhere around 60, I think, is reasonable for DraftKings, in my opinion. APT, guys. APT is going to continue to do well over the next couple months as we have lockdowns. Then expect it to pull back a little bit. Oh wait, this is this is the protective gear one. Yeah, expect it to pull back a little bit. This stuff won't be as crucial as anybody would think. I think this pulls back a little bit. I'd be bearish on that one. GameStop's down 8% today. That's fantastic to see. I said if it went back down to 10, I'd look at buying the dip. I think into their Q4 earnings, they're going to do quite well. Even though people are looking at their Q3 and going, well, you didn't do a lot. Yeah, of course. Over the summer, people got outside and they finally got outside. But we're heading into winter. Winter is coming and people are going to play games. So for me, if I was looking at the casino sector, Joe, for me, MGM is definitely something that I would look at a little bit harder than DraftKings. In my opinion, that's my opinion. Now, I know DVD trader fans out there are big fans of Penn and DraftKings. I'm just not a DVD trader guy. I differ in opinion. WPRT guys, we're still waiting on the China contract from them. They've done quite well. We originally got into this bad boy back here in October when it was around $2. It's up to $4 now. I think Westport does really well on their China deal. I think it goes up to a $10 stock on that. So we're just waiting on that. I'm bullish over the year. I think we do see that approval come from China, and this thing could go to $10. 100% gain possible on that for sure. SBE. Switchback Energy. This is another one of those SPACs. Fisker, Lordstown, all that stuff. So trade the hype, sell it as soon as you possibly can. Is the constant play that we see over and over and over again with this stuff. I don't like the sector. It's flooded. LTH. Flying a mile a minute on this now, guys. This must be a cryptocurrency. Yeah, it's a cryptocurrency. I don't know specific currencies. I only trade in Bitcoin. I only watch Bitcoin because I don't care about the rest of them. Bitcoin is the big guy. Fold and ACRX and PLG. I will add them. I don't know that I will get to them, but I will do my best. Yeah, Bitcoin is what I watch because Mara is tied to Bitcoin. It's not tied to other crypto, so I don't really have thoughts on it. I wouldn't. I know there's some other ones that I've heard of. I've never heard of Lathan, but Ethereum, Litecoin, those are other reasonable ones that I've heard of, but I'm not necessarily big on that. Here's Greenland Tech, G-Tech, another one of these eco EV companies. Again, when they get their news, ride the run, ditch it on the dump. There's not much more to that. I don't even care if their car works. Even if their car works, there's no assurance that they're going to be the leader in the field. You're playing against Tesla. I like just not. They don't interest me outside of that quick play, that quick pump in out. Vodafone and Inseego pair up. Qatar shares up 18%. Engages in design, mobile, Internet of Things, cloud solutions, 3G, 4G, 5G. Based out of California, but working in the Middle East. Ties with the Middle East are looking to improve under Biden. That it's up $16 today is nice. I would say that's kind of where it belongs, is that $15, $16 range. So where it is a hold. If we continue to see great deals made with the Middle East through the Biden administration, then things are solid. One of the things, and I know a lot of people are going to call me a sexist prick for this, but having a female vice president, if you send a female vice president over to do a deal with a foreign nation that's in the Middle East and traditionally does not do business with women, expect there to be less than optimal results. So we'll wait and see what we do with that. I never give my specific entries and exits. However, I am looking to enter at around $10. Okay, where else are we? WGO. Winnebago is strong. I think we continue to see Winnebago strong because international travel will continue to be locked down for a little bit. So people are going to buy these Winnebagos, and it's going to be local domestic travel for the family for the next year or so. So I think Winnebago up at around 75, 80 is reasonable over the next year. CBB. Cincinnati Bell. Okay, over 5 years. Holy crap, look at that. You weren't kidding. That is sideways. Does this thing do a dividend? No divvy. Interesting. Two segments: entertainment and communications, IT services, hardware, voice, local services, long distance, digital trunking, other value added service. I mean, this is a basic phone company. Meh. She be sideways. She be sideways. Huge shout out to all the follows, guys. You guys are amazing. I do greatly appreciate the follows in a big way. Okay, so let's get to CBB. There's not much to say on it. It is sideways. That's crazy, that sideways chart. Amicus Therapeutics. pump disease, GTAA. Don't see anything about oncology. Therapies to treat a range of rare and orphan diseases, so that's good. Orally pharmacology, chaperone, Fabry disease. I'm not familiar with it. National Children's Hospital, so it does have some work in pediatrics. Amicus RX, let's go. Do I know anything about BEP? I can take a look at BEP for you. Okay, rare mission-driven innovation, patient pipeline. What do you got? Phase 3 commercial. So it does have a drug on the market. Doesn't really have anything else phase 3 though, so I wouldn't expect this to move much more than where it is for another year and a half. So if you're in Fold, I think it's kind of where it's going to be. Expect to see biodegradation for a while. The next big pop will be on another big drug, but Fold has kind of done its run. AREC. American Resources Corporation rallies on subsidiary entering into JV. Okay. Steel making. So this is a bet on steel. They're forecasting a massive increase in revenue, though. This I'd be bullish on this. I want to head to tip ranks on this one actually and see what the analysts on this are giving us because I'd be bullish on this. 114% upside. I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, PLG is next actually. I would agree. I like this. Got it an 8. I like this. I'm gonna put this on my watch list. Hey, Rick. Okay, up 4% on the Canadian equity, up 7% on the US equity. ACRX is down a little bit today. I really hope that they announce the American Army contract today. That'd be great for it to take it up there. Hmm. PRMO is still halted. I do want to get into that when that comes off halt. Okay. What else do we have here? PLG is next. Platinum Group Metals, another metals company. Platinum, palladium, rhodium. Lithium would be one I kind of want to see on that list, but I don't see it there. Waterberg Project, North Limb, South Africa. South Africa is not exactly. Oh, it's Canadian. Ugh. I don't like trading Canadian metals. Not a huge fan of trading Canadian metals. I'm not. There's so many of them. So many of them. Trump is saying he's going to veto the defense bill. He can't veto the defense bill. He's both of them passed by non-veto majorities. He can't. He is not. There's no legal grounds. He has no ability to do that. Trump's hands are tied. He can threaten that all he wants. He can't do it. Both of them it passed Senate and House with veto-proof numbers. He cannot do jack squat. All he has to do is sit down and sign it. Now he doesn't have to sign it promptly. He can take a sweet ass time signing it. But the reality is, it's a done deal. It's a question of when he signs it. He can't veto the bill. He cannot sign it at his heart's content. But he's just delaying the inevitable. Oh no. Okay, last one. BEP. And then we're through it all. Brookfield. This is an acquisition company. It's picking up portfolio of renewable power generating facilities based out of Bermuda. So it's a cash haven. It's buying up solar. It's buying up green energy. Green energy into Biden, I'm bullish on. It looks good. Yeah, for me, guys, it's just not a huge deal. It's an inevitability that the National Defense Act goes through. Trump can say whatever he wants. He can't. He has to abide by that. Absolutely has to. So let's see what he's got here. Donald Trump. So he is saying he will veto. Um, yeah, and like I said, I expect SolarWinds to continue dropping. If that's their lead thing, and they're compromised. I don't understand how he's making the assertion that he will not sign this National Defense Authorization Act on social media, and now he's saying China. Those two are not tied, unless he's saying that China owns Facebook, which would be interesting. Corsair Gaming, oh, it's a nice little jump. Nice little jump today. Corsair Gaming through Q4 should be really strong, actually. So, uh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't do that. If you're a SaaS company and your leading software is flawed, I would say no. I wouldn't touch it. All right, guys, getting ready to check out here for the day. Equity portfolio is US is up 6% today. Canadian margin, I'm up 5% today. So it's looking like a pretty solid day overall. Excited about the movement here on SHG. It was up at $1.99 pre-market, so we'll see what that does. It'll continue to move up to that. Zoom reacting to the vaccine, I think it goes sideways. We touched on Zoom a little bit earlier. FireEye should have recovered a little bit, but it's never going to be what it was. ACRX announcement. They present at 1:40 or 2 o'clock this afternoon at the LD Micro conference, so that'll be then. I am going to head out here, though, guys. I've got a business to run and a family to hang out with. So I'm not going to leave you alone, though. You got a big day to go. I'm going to send you over to hang out with our buddy, Martini Rita. She's going to have a blast with you guys. I will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Guys, make sure you are following. I will see you. We got through the whole list of tickers today. I will see you then. Have an amazing day. Later, later, later.